in this world, we like to be self-sufficient and grow our own food, have our own gardens. This is dirt from red wiggler. I raised the worm to fish. The price of worms, these little cups here, about $3.50 a cup. These night crawlers, they end up costing you almost $5–6 a container. We try to make enough worms to last us the year. To get this soil like this, they do this. They actually crumble it up to where it's real fine. When we put it in here, it's cow manure, it's real heavy. We mix it with peat moss, the cow manure with peat moss. And what it does, the peat moss and the cow manure together, mixed up, then we wet it. On a weekly basis, we wet this because worms need water to live. They drink just like us. They'll dehydrate and either die or they'll crawl out and leave. Some people have hoses. I don't. I got all fresh water, comes out of a gutter. It's free every time it rains. So I got water all the time. And I'll fill my tank up and I'll come and I'll water the worms. I water them like I water my garden. I got several, as you can see over here. I have several containers full of worms. There's 3 more containers. And what I do is I'll leave them and let them grow. Let the worms grow and mate. And then I'll transfer them to here when this one gets low because I use so many. Their food, besides the cow manure, is rabbit food. I'll spread it on the top like this. I'll wet it. And when you wet it, it swells up. And it don't take long. It takes minutes for this to swell up. Looks like we're in for some rain. But you let that swell up a little bit and then it'll break up. It gets crumbly. So the worm can actually digest it. And I'll just turn it up, put it like that, and they come, and as long as it's soft and it's wet, they're gonna come eat it. And then on the bottom down here, if you want to get under here, look, there's a bucket. See the bucket? There's a drain right here. When it's too much water, it drains in here. And what happens is that water becomes fertilizer. And I'll take that water and I'll put it in around my plants. You take this dirt and you sift it out and get all the worms out of it. And you take the dirt, the dry part of it, it's all ready to put your plant in, to plant. And I don't buy starter dirt. I use this. I take the worms out and then I use that to start all my seeds for the season. And my plants, I got a little greenhouse, dark room, and I let them get about this high, and then I go put them in the garden. I'm getting ready to do cabbage and all, and this is all going to be dirt I'm going to use. And what a lot of people say, well, what happened? You taking all your dirt away? No, because I'm going to go get some more cow manure, and I'm going to get some more peat moss, and I'm going to mix it all up real good. I'm going to put it in here, and they're going to have, that's more food for them. This is processed already. They want that out and they want the new one so they can process it. And then we take and we put lettuce and whatever. You know, all your stuff inside that you don't want to eat, they love it. Especially greens. They eat lettuce, cabbage, tomatoes, whatever. And they'll eat it up. And later on today we're going to go out there and we're going to try to catch some fish so we can fry some fish and we get our food. I mean, the more food you can go out there and catch, the less you have to buy. And nowadays everything's so expensive. You know, fish in the store are like double what they were 6 months ago.
Well, we are out here on the water, y'all. I love it out here. Love it. This is home to me. You know, I live on the North Shore now, but, you know, down here in Bayou des Allemands area this is home. It's always weird how whenever you move away somewhere, it kind of has a homey feel, but it never feels as familiar to you as where you grew up.
That's true. Dude,
like I've been living on the North Shore for 10 years now, pretty much. I still don't feel as at home there as I do here.
I don't know. Your mama made a little comment the other day. We were standing on the bayou, and she says, "Ooh, it smells like the bayou around here." And I said, "Yeah,
Smell
ain't
like
that
home,
awesome?" I said, "That bayou smell. I love it. I love the way it smells. You know, I love this water. This water's healing.
Yeah.
You cut yourself, you put your hand in that water, and less than a week is healed. I believe they got healing properties in this water.
They might. I don't know.
For me to move across a lake or to another state, I was in the Army. I lived all over the place. I lived in Georgia, New Jersey, Missouri. I went overseas to Saudi Arabia.
You got all that out your system.
None of it made any kind of match to right here where we at right now.
Yeah.
This is paradise, truly paradise. Louisiana, southern Louisiana.
Yeah.
Northern Louisiana is like another country to me. They got pine trees and stuff that make you choke. Over here,
right.
It's willow trees and cypress trees and water. I just love it.
Yeah.
You know, we went to a Cat 5 last year, and I still don't want to leave. I still love it that much. And I'll go to another one. This is the place, bro. This is what it's about.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, hopefully we can catch a few bluegill today. I know, like you know, since the hurricane, it has been a little off. The fishing's been a little off, but
they took a big hit.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. I don't know if you're getting through it. That's pretty thick.
Nah, it's all floating. Bust that up, no problem.
Yeah, it ain't as bad as I thought it was when we first pulled up.
It's just right here in the front. Hopefully it ain't too bad in the back. Little jam.
We'll be fine. Homegrown worms. Good for multiple purposes. Hey, you got your little perch. Little baby one. Yeah, you might could. You know, I thought about bringing my little tight line rig. That'd have been perfect to put on that. There you go. Boom. Yeah. Still a little bit too small. I don't care what nobody says. There's nothing more peaceful than sitting there watching a cork and fishing for panfish. This is where I feel the most at home fishing, you know? It's fishing like this. Yeah, I like catching redfish and all of that too. I like going bass fishing, but you know, just getting back to your roots a little bit is always fun. Took your bait? Mm-hmm. Oh, he must have got mine too. Little bitty ones, huh? I guess it's trying to rejuvenate since the storm, you know? Oh, these fish ain't got a chance to get big yet, you know?
After a storm like that, fish is on that caliber.
It kills a lot of them bigger fish, I'm sure. 10 years? Sure, we'll have another hurricane before then.
Hopefully not that big.
No, not that big. Probably not, but...
Hopefully that was a 10 to 15 year storm.
They say that's a 100-year storm, but, you know, nowadays, they say a 100-year storm, expect another one in about 10 years. You know, everything's changing. Come on, take it. Little bitty one. Yep, got him. Little bitty one. Got a bass? Yep.
Oh, look at that.
Little bass. Oh no. Don't beat yourself up now. That's a little bitty bass. Look at that.
That's awesome.
That's good to see right there. Oh, there you go. A catfish? Little bitty catfish. Hey, that's a good variety right there.
Yeah, these waters have been through a lot over the years.
Yeah, it has. So many different hurricanes and
Always
stuff.
come back. Always.
Look at that little pretty catfish. Look at that.
Yeah.
Pretty little catfish. Grow big.
That's how it used to be here. No matter what you threw, where you threw, you were rolling.
There you go.
Now look at the size.
A little small, yeah.
Yeah. Usually these things are bigger than my hand. Well, them big ones are.
Mm-hmm.
Early.
There you go.
Bigger one.
Yeah, that might be a keeper.
Bigger one.
Borderline, huh?
Borderline. If I was starving, I'd keep him. Since we ain't starving, we ain't gonna keep him. Look for a little bit bigger. I know they're here.
They here. We're gonna catch them. It's gonna get later in the evening and they're gonna start biting good and we're gonna get a few big ones. Got you one over there?
Mm-hmm.
You called it. A little small.
That's what she's about.
There you go.
4 more inches.
Boom.
What?
Goggle eye.
Nope, that's a
Pumpkin seed.
pumpkin seed.
Them things like to hang out right next to the stumps and stuff.
Keep still, little buddy. No. True fisherman. A guy will sit there and play and play and play, don't catch nothing. And then you know if I went back there.
Oh.
What?
There's one. Oh, a big old lake runner.
Big lake run.
He hit it. He hit it while I was reeling it in.
That was awesome.
Yeah, he hit it while I was reeling it in.
I know, that was kind of far out.
Yeah.
Maybe we try and keep close.
Oh man, that's disappointing. That's a big old lake runner too.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, that's a nice one. That's a cute one. Yeah.
Big male.
He ain't big, but
Well, big enough. Big enough to keep.
he's a keeper. They start getting into the keeper stuff.
That'd be good.
I'm gonna run some water in this thing. Don't let me forget that, because it'll get quiet and I can't hear it. The last couple of times I come across it.
Yeah, there you go.
You can tell.
Yep.
I'd say he's a keeper. A little male, a bluegill.
You keep it.
Kind of a hybrid looking. Go keep him. He's alive, man. If we get to the point where
You're right though. As soon as you get to where you can get by the bank, and that's where you catch them. That's just to show you. Look, another one. Oh Lord, I think almost hit me in the face. Want to keep him? What do you think? Throw him back?
No, keep him.
Keep him?
That's the one that I kept a while ago.
All right.
Same thing.
Not too big, but I guess big enough to keep. Well, you ain't catching a whole lot, so might as well come home with something. Another little one.
Like it in the ball.
This is like a good little spot right here. I got a fish there. Look at that. Big old bluegill. That's the ones we came here for. It's a good fish. That's a good one. Oh. Strong, big strong fish. Alright, you can stop that. Look at that, y'all. It's a good fish. You know it's a good bluegill whenever you can lip it, you know?
Oh yeah, that's a nice one.
Yep.
That's what we're looking for.
Yep.
15 like that makes a meal.
Oh yeah. So last year on this bank right here that we in,
Smoke.
you wouldn't be able to,
Throw it out there.
you throw it out there and have to reel it back up. Yeah. There's so many fish, huh? Must be small, huh?
No.
That's a big one?
Yeah.
Good. Yep. Lake runner. Ain't a lake runner?
A hybrid bluegill.
Hybrid.
See, it's more.
What is it?
See, it's a bluegill,
Mm-hmm.
but it's all got that color on it.
Yeah.
It's hybrid. These things supposed to get huge.
Hmm.
This would be considered a small one. Although in my book, it's edible. You want a big fish?
Oh, there you go. Hit it while I was reeling it in again.
Nice.
That's the second big bluegill that hit while I was reeling it in.
They want the action.
That's why I was wondering about that. If you throw like a little beetle spin in here, would they chase it?
So,
Maybe that little road runner I had on there that I took off when I got here might not have been a bad bait. Not bad.
there you go.
Hey.
Soon as it hit the water. Little female.
Gonna keep it? Yeah.
Little female.
That rain's gonna probably skirt right next to us. Yeah. Hopefully it does. I don't want to be caught up in it. Got you one. That's a keeper.
Keeper. Nice.
Oof. Oh man, it shows that little.
Right here.
It shows that thing coming right next to us. There's one tiny little storm, and we might get a little bit wet. This has been every day in Louisiana since what? May, June? Every single day. I mean, you can hardly come out and do anything, you know? You're mostly stuck in the house. Oh yeah. Big female. She laying some eggs. You were talking about. That's going to be your next generation now. feel that cool breeze coming off that rain. Oh, it's getting close. Getting close.
There we went out there, caught a few fish. When you come back, don't waste your worms. Take your worms and just dump them in here. They'll get back in there and start composting again and making all your pretty dirt for your plants. So you can grow your cabbage and your cauliflower and all your winter plants.
See, we may not be rich, but we ain't going hungry, huh?
No, we'll figure it out. Hey, I want to say something to all the people out there that are listening that love a grocery store. Grocery stores are convenient, but when you get times get hard and there's not product out there, the fields get burned up or they get too hot or flooded or whatever. If you grow your own food, take care of your own worms, catch your own fish, you're not gonna go hungry. Because there's gonna be a time when things get so hard you ain't able to go to the grocery store. And when you can't go to the grocery store, you can fall back on what you plant, what you eat, fish you catch.
We got a small taste of that with COVID, and we already kind of experiencing a little bit with this economy. So
see, I don't have to worry about meat. I'll go out there, catch me some fish, and I'll get to eat that day.
We ain't going hungry today. We wasn't world beaters today, but we ain't going hungry.
You can't buy this in a store. They don't sell that in the store.
Not like that.
No. And I got that little fella right here is doing all the work for me. I don't have to do nothing. I just give him food and he does all the work. Him and about 10 million other ones. We got 1, 2, the biggest one of the day, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 perch. Normally on a 2-hour run like that, we should have 100 perch. So the storm did mess up a little bit of our catch.
Yeah, I'd say.
Yeah. So, I mean, we just got to be patient. They're going to do their thing. They're going to spawn. They're going to make more. They're going to grow. They're going to get bigger because we got a bunch of small ones. And then eventually we'll be back like we were.
Just takes time.
Pray to God we don't have no more storms. So, now we're going to clean some fish.
So when you're dealing with these small panfish like this, the best way to clean these fish is going to be to scale them. And you cut the head off of them and gut them out and fry them whole like that pretty much on the bone. Look at that big old bluegill right there. It's a good sized fish. So yeah, you guys, we're gonna get these fish cleaned up, and then when we get back to the house a little bit later, I'm gonna fry these up. Delicious bluegill. It don't get a whole lot better than that, y'all. Well, I'd say the best words I could use to describe today was bittersweet. And I say that because, you know, last year, where we were fishing at about this time of year, just before Hurricane Ida, I mean, you could have went and you really couldn't have done anything wrong. You know, you throw a worm out there under a cork and you could fill up an ice chest with bluegill. But unfortunately, you know, people say that Hurricane Ida was, you know, the news will say it was a category 3 or 4, but that hurricane had to be a 5. I mean, it was just so powerful. You know, for it to take the fishery that was at such a high level and bring it down to such a low, that's just, I guess, the sheer power of Mother Nature, you know. You know, historically speaking, Hurricane Katrina will always be remembered as the most powerful storm that, you know, ever hit Louisiana. And rightfully so. I mean, you know, Hurricane Katrina, you know, took a lot of lives. So it should be remembered as a significant time in history, especially down here in Louisiana. But I think what gets kind of lost in the shuffle is just how powerful Hurricane Ida was. Just physically, Hurricane Ida was far stronger than Hurricane Katrina. And so our marshes and just our wetlands in general were absolutely obliterated by Hurricane Ida on a level that Katrina didn't even do. You know, it took us a while to recover from Katrina. And from what I'm seeing down there in a particular area, St. Charles Parish, Lafourche Parish, Terrebonne Parish, I'm seeing that whole area is going to take a really long time to fully recover. I said today was bittersweet because we did catch a lot of small fish, which tells me that there is a bright future for the area that we were fishing, which is really good. You know, seeing those small fish means that this year in the spring, you had fish lay eggs successfully. And that's what you want. That's what you want to see. It's going to be a slow process of really building that bluegill population back up, but it will happen. And that is the good news. You know, one thing I love about Louisiana is just how resilient this state is. It seems to, I mean, physically be resilient to hurricanes and flooding and stuff like that, but also the people, you know, people learn to adapt. You know, one of the things Garret, you know, said in the beginning of the video was, you know, being more self-reliant, being able to, you know, grow your own vegetables and catch your own fish, you know, and that's becoming more and more relevant today because, I mean, look, we just went through a pandemic. You know, we just went through a time where people were panic buying, you know, buying meat off the shelf, you know, buying out of, you know, we had grocery stores running out of stuff. We don't even know what's coming around the corner. And I'm not some kind of prepper or anything like that, but it is good to have, you know, ways to rely on yourself where you're not dependent on, you know, our economy in order to survive. Because, I mean, you look at the economic state of the United States right now, and, you know, the more self-reliant you could be, the better. And that's something that I really wanted to highlight on this video. I think it's really important and very relevant in today's world. Not just making an interesting video for you guys to see somebody doing something unique, but also because it's so relevant in our society today. So I really wanted y'all to see that. So yeah, I think today's episode really highlighted kind of what the area that I'm from is dealing with, still recovering from Hurricane Ida. We're only a year removed. So, you know, we still got a long way to go, but even in this vulnerable state that Louisiana is in right now, she still was able to provide us a meal tonight to be able to eat. So I'm about to go take a bite of this delicious fried fish. So I told y'all, these panfish, the best way to fry them is straight on the bone like this. I mean, it's just, you don't miss any of the meat. Like I said, this fish is not very big to begin with, so you don't want to waste any meat if possible. And also, you get this extra little treat on these fish whenever you do it like this. It's like a little chip. Delicious. And of course, you get the meat. All of it. Not just some of it whenever you fillet. I love Louisiana. Even Louisiana, whenever she's struggling, is the best state in the union, in my opinion. Well guys, I really appreciate you guys for watching today's video. If you would, please hit the subscribe button, tap the like button. I'd really appreciate that. And I'll see y'all next time on Falling Tide TV.